it's me, LJ. As you know, I've been on a very long hiatus from LJ's Corner since October, and I wanted to apologize for that. Those of you who have still been my loyal fans all this time, holding out hope that I might return, I thank you for that. Now, you may be wondering, why is it that I chose to return now, today? Well, the answer is simple. In less than a week, another very special guy will be returning. And I'm not talking about the return of some cable TV star. No, according to a church in California, everybody's main man, MC Jesus Christ, will be coming back on May 21st for Judgment Day. I know, isn't that just the craziest shit? Who ever thought that we would live to see Judgment Day in our lifetimes? So I was thinking to myself, that's kind of weird. What does that mean for heathens like me? So, being a curious atheist damned to hell, I thought I would investigate. So I went to the church's website, and they produced a timeline. Very high-tech timeline I've created. So basically, according to them, creation was in 11,013 BC. That's when you got your whole Genesis, Adam and Eve, not Phil Collins and that other guy. What do I say? You know, not Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel kind of Genesis, the other Genesis with the snake and shit. So then some Old Testament-y things happened. Then in 4,990 BC you had Noah's flood, put two of all the animals on the ship, sail away, you know, some other thing about an olive. I can't say that I paid a lot of attention to this. Most of what I know about the Bible I learned from the movie Boondock Saints. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear here, but 7 BC, you have the birth of Jesus, which I found a little bit surprising, because wasn't he born in 0? Isn't that why the year started? No, apparently that's not true. Okay, and then in 33 AD, you have the crucifixion of Jesus, which began something called the Church Age. I don't really know what that is, but apparently the Church Age was supposed to go on for 1,955 years, until 1988. Which would mark the end of the Church Age and the beginning of the time of tribulation, which was due to last 23 years. Now, a lot of people are thinking, why 1998? Well, the singer, songwriter, rapper Bob, or B.O.B. as he likes to be known, was born in 1998, so maybe when he was wishing for a shooting star, he was wishing for something more. I think people should look into that. Anyway, that being said, there's supposed to be a 23-year period of tribulation, which on May 21st brings about the rapture. So I didn't really know what the rapture was, because like I said, I am a heathen. But apparently what it is that you got, Jesus comes down and he takes up all of the good people and leaves all of the bad people and animals, unbaptized babies, everybody else. And the people who are left on Earth have to join forces with Satan and get into a war with God, which we will not win. Predictably. Because, you know, the bad guys never win. Like, you should never side with anybody who has flaming eyes or lives in the underground, because, I mean, you know, you've seen every Disney movie. That shit just isn't gonna work out, now is it? But, so actually, even though May 21st all the good people will leave, the world will be permitted to continue existing until October 21st, according to their website, which is when the world will be ended with fire. So if you're planning on attending my 19th birthday, we're gonna have to have it the week beforehand, because, you know, the end of the world, that's kind of conflicts with everyone else's schedule, I know, burning forever. So, yeah, it'll be sooner rather than later. But I was thinking about this, you know, all theological joking aside, it's really interesting that everybody assumes that the world is going to end within their lifetime. The guy who's predicting this, I can't remember his name, but he is 85 years old, and he predicted the end of the world once before in 1994. What is it about human nature that makes us so narcissistic as to believe that we're going to see the end? You know, even if you only go off the biblical version of events, that's what, you know, 13,000 years of human existence? And in that 13,000 years, how many generations of people would there be? You know, now we live to be 80, before people lived to be, what, 30? So, of all those hundreds of generations before you, you assume that you are the only one who is special enough to get to see Jesus in the flesh. Girlfriend, y'all know that ain't how it works. That is just ridiculous. And, you know, even if you put aside the Christian end times, you know, we've got this whole Mayan thing. Everybody's convinced that 2012 is gonna mark the end, you know. Oh shit. So, you know, it really is quite distressing, and you got people out there, you know, people are worried, it's not like Y2K either. It's not like you can fill your bathtub full of water and fill your cupboard full of beans and assume that you're gonna be safe. No. That will not work in this instance, because it's not that kind of an end times. Incidentally, does anybody know what's supposed to happen in Mayan end times? I know it's December 21st, 2012. I learned that from a Britney Spears video. But I don't specifically know what's gonna happen. You know, the Mayan gods are pretty legit. You know, a lot of them are like snakes or partway snakes, and they have jaguars. So basically, if you don't end up burning to death, you might end up ripped up by jaguars. And I think, honestly, I would be okay with either of those, because those are pretty legit ends. So basically, you know, the end of the world apparently is near. It's supposed to be ending, specifically, May 21st at about 6 p.m. Pacific time. So that's about 7 p.m. here in Edmonton, 9 p.m. Eastern. You know, you can check it GMT. You know, check for local listings, because I know in some places the Rapture is supposed to be conflicting with Dancing with the Stars, so you're going to want to check that. But, you know, just fingers crossed, right? Because if the end of the world is coming, you know, you better get on it. You got a week. Maybe this is the week to go skydiving. Or maybe not. Maybe this is the week that you're finally going to finish that home reno project, because wouldn't it just be embarrassing if everybody was getting called up to heaven and your basement was unfinished like this? It's a little bit shameful. And, you know, if we do have 5 months between all of the good people being summoned up and the end of days, I think there are going to be some pretty kickin' parties and so on, pretty kickin' pool parties, because nobody's going to be standing there being like, don't you do that, that's immoral. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Small victories. Anyway, if this is my final LJ's Corner video, thank you all very much for watching. It's been a pleasure. And if this isn't my final LJ's Corner video, LJ out. Until next time.